Thank you for watching this Last Mile Profits video.
If you want to find out more about the parcel lucky dip, French style, take a look at the latest Last Mile Profits video.
Experience the future of convenience with modern Expo parcel lockers. Cutting-edge innovations that bring parcel delivery to a fundamentally new level. Follow the link in the description to find the best solution for your business.
Gary, we haven't done this one before. I think we're going to be talking about the parcel lucky dip. Do you want to enlighten everyone in terms of what we're thinking?
I noticed an article in the paper where in France, you're able to go along and basically buy leftover parcels by the kilo. Leftover meaning that they've neither reached their final destination nor are they able to be returned. So from a blank outside brown wrapper, you pay your money, they pop it on the scale, and you take potluck at what you end up with.
So it's a sort of Courier Express parcel equivalent of Storage Wars, where, you know, the show where you buy a storage box and you're taking a punt. If you're lucky, you might make tens of thousands. If you're unlucky, you'll probably make less than you paid for it.
Yeah, I think everyone's hoping to pick up an iPhone or something with a high amount of value per weight. But yeah, you're absolutely right. It could be anything. It could be clothing that is not in your size, shoes that were made for somebody else, or, you know, it could be absolutely anything. So you take potluck. But it did make me think about all the different ways that the carriers I've worked with deal with the stuff that just can't find a home at the end of the journey.
Well, let's then think about this, because the sort of examples would be, I imagine, a parcel which didn't find a consignee, where for some reason it was not possible to send back to the consignor. And I'd imagine, Gary, there's going to be, well, several situations, but some of the obvious ones are in some way the sender information has been damaged or destroyed. And the other one,
it could be completely misaddressed, or maybe it's been written in felt tip pen and the rain has washed the writing off and they don't know where to go with it. Sometimes the return address is not given at all, or it's missing, or is also incorrect. So it just ends up in this perpetual loop. So it has to go somewhere to wait for something to happen to it, I guess.
So we've got return to sender without sender details. I guess they're going to be use cases where perhaps there are customs issues and actually it's not financially or even administratively viable to send the parcel back.
No, allegedly there's a huge warehouse at Heathrow Airport that is literally full of Moroccan carpets put there by a consolidator that offers nice cheap shipping back home from your holiday destination. You know, it's like, Marek, you've had a couple of drinks, you go and buy a carpet, you think it'll look magic in your home. It's a little joke there. And then when you get the slip through your door and it says it's another £350 or, you know, €500 to pay the duty on importing your carpet, you have second thoughts and don't bother to collect it.
Yeah, so obviously there's, again, another pun, 1,001 use cases or situations in which, not well, I think yours was better, but anyway, in which this can arise. I think, you know, at the end of the day, Gary, it's probably a good solution, because what are the alternatives? Alternative one is the parcel is destroyed, and that's just a crying shame.
Well, you've seen the hot water Amazon got in when it was revealed that they were destroying a large number of goods in a return centre in Scotland. Reporters sneaked in and fed back the news that they were being targeted on how many thousands of items per day that they were destroying, allegedly, without particularly huge amounts of effort to repatriate them.
I think, you know, Gary, that the issue is that, and I understand Amazon in the sense that if it's very easy to end up with damaged items, then there's always a risk that your own employees will seek to damage them with a hope of then being able to take them home for a low or zero price. But I think the obvious one, and I can't remember if you mentioned it earlier, is to give them to charity, because surely that's a good way to make sure that a parcel is, or the item in the parcel is used without the risk that employees who are a little bit unscrupulous, I'm not suggesting anyone would be, might intentionally seek to damage the parcel.
So I've seen two really good examples of best practice here in Royal Mail Group. One is they have a whole facility in Belfast that is like the forensic police of postal repatriation. So if a card or a present or an item hasn't been able to be delivered, they're transported to Belfast, they're sifted through, they will open certain items to try to find out any information from the outside to try to get it to the person it belongs to. And some of the sort of personal stories that come out of that centre are quite, moving. people have sent an urn with someone's ashes through and it's not got to where it needs to get to. So there's all kinds of stories like that. I also know that in Parcel Force, in their hub, they had, when I was there, they had a caged area where anything that couldn't get delivered was stored. They actually had a couple of hundred solid silver coins, sort of antique solid silver coins. It had a very, very high intrinsic value, and they advertise their availability. You can go on the Parcel Force website and say you've lost an item. They advertise sometimes things that are looking for their home. They were never claimed for about 2 years, and in the end they were all auctioned off, and the money that was made was donated to Parcel Force's nominated charity. And this was several years ago, so if you have lost a huge cache of silver coins, Marek, you're too late.
Well, I quite like that, Royal Mail Forensics. It's really pretty cool. So listen, I think the message is, if you want the chance to pick up hundreds of antique silver coins, then go to one of the auctions. If you want to pick up some really good information about parcels, then subscribe below. It helps keep these videos free. And if you'd like to not only subscribe, but like them, it's even better. So, Gary, I think this was a bit of a different story today. Looking forward to have now and then something a little bit like this. Great talking. Thanks very much.
My pleasure always.
Thanks for watching this Last Mile Profits video. For more up-to-date last mile news and analysis, subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on LinkedIn.